Hello everyone, today I'm going to talk about an idea I had when I was 16. When I was 16, I was really interested in finding a way to make my values live past me. So even when I die, my values would continue having a way to be spread apart from me, or the memory people had of me. So I thought of a kind of enterprise or NGO that could do such a thing. Take my values and immortalize them in a sense, make them live on. I'm talking about environmental values, so taking care of the planet and also animal rights and gender equality, all these things that are very important. But I finished by turning this NGO idea more into a political system. I don't remember fully why. I think I found it more interesting just because it gave an alternative potentially to the political systems we have now. So, my idea is kind of hard to summarize and sounds very abstract when doing so, but I'm still going to do it so you guys have a bit of a idea. I called this political system or way of organization the Cognitocracy, coming from cognition or cognito as well, so cognito knowledge, because it's based on the the use of data and knowledge to make decisions, but also from cognition as it's based on biomimicry, imitating the way nature works, more precisely in this case, an organism. So, what are defining features of the cognitocracy? First of all, there is no president, there is no king, there is no one who makes decisions for the rest of the state. People in the cognitocracy, in the state system, can only make decisions for their self, no one else. I bet that sounds very confusing. On top of that, people are not elected in a cognitocracy. They are randomly chosen to participate in the decision institute, which is one of the most important parts of the state, a cognitocratic state. But for them to be electable, so to be able to be randomly picked, there's a whole system of, in a way, validating that they're fit for the job, have the skills, in a sense. But people do vote on a hierarchy of values that the people choose themselves, and they vote on it every 4 years. This hierarchy of values will be in the Constitution and guide all decision making. If someone proposes an idea of what should be done in a certain situation that goes against the hierarchy of values, then that idea is cancelled directly. You might be wondering, why is my system based on biomimicry? In what way is it based? Well, first of all, the main reason is I thought of the society or the country as a whole body, and in which every single person is a cell. In no organism that I know of does one, well, except maybe unicellular organisms, but this is not the case for a society, does one cell decide or make any decision for the whole body, be it even a brain cell. Brain cells compose systems and loops that allow them to make a decision as some sort of, I guess, higher entity being you. Well, make decisions. We're getting into free will and determinism there, but bear with me. So, as In a sense, no cell would ever be fit to know what's best for the whole organism because we're much more simple than a state or a society. No individual is gonna understand fully and be able to organize and make great decisions in all domains for a society. Why should we let individuals or groups of individuals make decisions for the populace or the state, even if elected, as at the basis, people are not complex enough and to be able to fulfill this job properly? Well, I suppose it means what you mean. It depends what you mean by proper. But I want to propose a system that would function better than modern democracy. Another huge way in which my system differs from modern democracy is modern democracies are partly based on the Enlightenment era, in which there was an idea of humans are rational creatures, thus they should have the right and to be able to decide who rules them and can be elected as well. I disagree with this, not because I'm saying it's a horrible system or because there isn't something nice about it, that we all have a right to have a say. I'm not saying that we should be silenced either. I just think that the way to voice ourselves in a society is not through electing others to speak for us. I believe that humans are not fundamentally rational creatures, but fundamentally emotional creatures that can be rational. Not that that makes anyone a bad person, and not that that is something that is fundamentally a disadvantage or negative. But if you agree with what I just said, our system of governance does not believe that, I have the impression. It believes we're all able to be rational or rational fundamentally, and that we aren't fundamentally biased, emotional, partial, and I don't know, even tribalistic. So what's the alternative? Instead of making people speak for us by electing them, even though they say to represent our interests, we have no full guarantee they're going to do so. We could make our values speak for us, the things we really care about. I don't really know how to break down this video to make it the most digestible, as I'm going to continue, but I think in chapters, as my idea is kind of big and still a bit messy in my head. But please, if you're interested, subscribe, and I'm gonna put a new video out soon explaining my idea. I'm probably gonna continue with explaining the Decision Institute, which is the main institution in the cognitocratic state, and the institution that actually makes decisions. So stay tuned and see you some other time.